What is up, everybody? My name is Hudson. Welcome back to Inscryption. There was an update that I saw today, and I thought I better jump in and try it out. It's called Kaycee's Mod. First of all, happy to see that this game is not dead. I don't exactly know if this was created by a modder or by the person that made the game. It seems official to me, especially since it came out with like a Steam update notice. It said it turns it into a roguelike. Should we just like take a look at what this says? Major update, Kaycee's Mod, beta now open. It says it's in rough shape as well, so I don't know if this is going to be a video where we continue on with this and beat it or keep going with it. We might play it a little bit, realize it's not really in good shape, and then wait for it to kind of be better later. Let's see here. What does it say? Kaycee's Mod is a free mini expansion for Inscryption that hacks Leshy's cabin into an endless and increasingly challenging roguelike. I feel like this is something that a lot of people asked for. Apply different skulls to your run and ascend to the challenge levels. So it seems like there's like some sort of ascension mode. Reaching new levels unlocks new cards, challenges, and devlogs inscribed in the late Kaycee Hobbs as she uncovers the secrets on the disc. So if you remember... if you don't remember, if you didn't see this, I highly recommend going back and watching the Inscryption series because there's a lot of storyline to this. And so I believe that Kaycee was the person that was part of the team, was it Funko, and she was developing the game, and then she somehow, like, the game was like satanic, right? I think it killed Kaycee or got her killed. And so hearing more about what's behind all of that sounds pretty important. Let's see here. So yeah, it just says balance changes, rare cards, new items. Sure, what to expect as the beta progresses. So this is not fully complete. We're gonna jump in and try it out, see what happens. I figured day one we should try it. Inscryption, Kaycee's Mod. New run. All right, let's do this. Your backpack can hold one less item, plus 5 challenge points. Did I click? Oh, here we go. Here's like the ascension modes, looks like. Smaller backpack, no clover. Do I have to pick one? Do I have to? Challenge locked. Let's see here. Your pack can hold one less item, plus 5 challenge points. Your pack can hold one less item, plus 5 challenge points. The same thing. You may not reroll card choices, plus 5 challenge points. And the trapper's pelt costs more. Let's just go hold one less item, I guess. Start run. Wait, can I turn it off? We can. We can just start with nothing. And maybe we should? I don't know. Challenge points requirement for challenge level is not met. You will not advance to a higher challenge level or unlock stuff if you pass this run. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Like, I'm just thinking, like, we could get, like, our hands wet again, but... So we want to have 10 points here. Let's do... Can't reroll card choices and minus 1 item, I guess. It's been a while since I played this, so hopefully we hit the ground running. Leshy's cabin, let's go. So we're starting with 2 rabbit pelts. Oh, the stoat actually looks like a stoat now. That's weird. Bullfrog, wolf. Okay. I don't totally hate it. Leshy, we're back. Do we have to worry, you think, about all of this stuff? You think we have to redo I mean, it looks like we do have to redo it. Do I remember what the code was? I think it was 273 last time. Don't ask how I pulled that out of my brain, or even if it's right. I kind of don't like that. Because I remember this one, but I'm not going to remember everything. Unless it doesn't matter, because that is a pile of shit. That is a large pooper. Okay. I am just going to continue on and pretend that I didn't see that. The key... Gosh, I don't remember everything here. There's no money, teeth. The wolf is in a cage still. The squirrel's got a knife. Oh my God, honey. The dog's got a knife. And then these things. Do I remember what was... Was it up with this? Wasn't it like 11 o'clock or something? I don't know, there was a couple of them. There was a ring there that we got for that. I don't remember what the other things were. It seems like they're just maybe not important. Fingers crossed that they're not important. Alright, what do we have over here too? I don't know. We can't really see it yet. Let's just continue on. Let's start. Like I said, if you guys don't know what's going on, you should go back and watch. Do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Let's start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. Oh, we immediately are going to trade pelts for something. That's very interesting. I really liked the black goat that we had last time. I really like this swim waterborne is what it's called, of course. Stinky, really, really good. Stinky was really good. Never really went hard on the beehive. Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. The bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. Something interesting that we could maybe do is do like Undying. Was the black coat Undying? Card bearing the sigil is kind of 3 blood. Oh no, we put Undying on it last time. That's what it was. Okay. We don't really know what the mirror does. I'm assuming it reflects back whatever damage is dealt to it. Would make sense. Because I'm thinking like we could take the beehive. It sounds so underwhelming. 1 power, 1 health, airborne. Like, we could put the beehive on something that has a lot more health points. We could put Stinky on something that actually has an attack. Death Adder. The Touch of Death was a really good card to have. We could put that on something that costs a little bit less. I'm gonna go with the black goat here, because then we can start thinking about going for a lot higher cost cards. And looks like we still get the same choice of cards to choose with our next rabbit pelt. Okay. I did like the river otter. I did like him. You can't hit him, but he can hit you. That with like a Stinky could be really good because you do hit over the river otter. He doesn't block any of the damage coming in. So that's something that you really have to think about. I think the Death Adder is just so powerful. I'm between Stinky and the Adder. I'm gonna go with Adder. If you play it right, the Adder can take out literally anything. These pelts are most excellent, my thanks. One bad part about the Adder is that it can't hit through enemies and like get something in the back, right? The Fireplace to upgrade a certain card. Looks like we can maybe get more pelts there if I remember if that's the Trapper thing. This is maybe added something to my backpack, but I'm already full on items. This is either a battle where the Leshy has an upgrade, or it's the Carver lady that gives me a carving, which is incredibly powerful. I'm gonna maybe go with the right here instead, because I think it's a battle. I think it's a battle where Leshy gets the upgrade, if I remember correctly. And then this one might be the Carver lady. We'll see. I'm gonna upgrade one of our cards. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation. They huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. I just still think that there's possibly a chance that we put something in there, excuse me, and there's like a 10% chance that they just eat it. +2 health is huge. What are we gonna put that on? The wolf, maybe? That could be a really strong wolf. We could put it on the Death Adder too, so the Death Adder could survive even longer and make that 2 cost more worth it. I'm probably gonna sacrifice the Death Adder though for the Touch of Death. And I could even put that on the wolf, for example, or put that on the bullfrog. Could be a good play. Let's stick the wolf in there. So 2 health is underwhelming. Bruh, you had an idea. Why not warm your creature by the fire just for a moment longer? No! One of the starving survivors took a step closer. This would be risky. Push your luck or pull away. Push my luck. It's dead. Before you could pull away, one of the survivors leapt upon the wolf. Another jabbed it with a spear. You looked away as grotesque feeding. Okay, that's where it came into play. I forgot that they added that whole thing of pushing your luck. That's really bad. We should probably just restart, if we're being honest. But you know me. I'm not going to do that. Horrible start. Horrible start. Skink. A card bearing the sigil would be struck. Tail is created in its place, and a card bearing the sigil moves to the right. I don't know if that's going to be before or after it has the ability to attack. Right, because if I put something here to specifically attack it and it moves over, and then I want something here to attack it, this is already going to get a turn, so I think this is just going to get a free shot. So it'd be a mistake to try to make that work. Not liking any of my options. Might just put a squirrel down and pass. It's a 1-2. I don't know. I want to see what he does next. Another skink. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. We don't have very many cards to draw from, so we should know what that last card is. It's the thing with the stuff and the guy in the place with the thing with the dude. I guess we want to get this skink to move over, and then we block this skink. And I'm assuming it can only make a tail once. How quickly does this tail regrow? So if it just like put down the... I can put down 2 things, I guess. But once again, I think that it's going to get attacked. Whatever I put here, it's going to get a free shot off. So, doesn't really matter, does it? Shouldn't. So he's going to swing. He's going to move over. Maybe just put the bullfrog down here to get some free damage off for damage trading. Looks like the skink does not have a tail anymore, so that little ability went away, and he's tailless, so that's good. And then we're gonna take the next squirrel out. I don't know if we're gonna do anything with it. If we keep going with this, and he doesn't make any more cards, we have 2-to-1 damage coming in. So we're in good shape. Yeah, doesn't look like he's doing anything, so we could just pass and win. If it was possible to get maybe more money at the end by doing something special, like maybe we should do that. And maybe we will. Just get the Death Adder out there. We get a first strike. If I put the Death Adder there, it could kill that skink, but then the Death Adder is going to die next turn from the skink. It'd be kind of a waste. Yeah, we're not going to get any more money, because I kind of calculated that wrong. Oh well. We perfectly killed him there. That's alright. If we had our wolf, it would have been different, obviously. Trapper. I don't have any money. Care to look at my pelts? 1 rabbit pelt free of charge. See the quality? I literally have no money. Thanks for your business. No problem. Yep, you're welcome for that. Not the Carver. This is the exchange of sigils. We put the bottom one on the top card, I believe, if I am not mistaken. So what would we want to do? Upgrade our... Yikes. Stoat with the death, or bullfrog with the Death Adder thing, so it's just cheaper. Right, put the bullfrog up top, put the stoat down, or the adder. Adder on the bullfrog is what I meant to say. I think that's how it works. We sacrifice this one. It's got the sacrifice symbol on it. Yep. Gonna want to beef that bullfrog up. But we halved the cost of that death symbol and doubled its health. Plus now it has flight blocking, I guess, is a cool thing. Maybe I should have put it on the stoat now that I'm thinking about it, because we don't really want the Death Adder to block if it doesn't have to. Like if it was going up against a flight thing, let the thing fly over you and attack, and then you just get a free strike off on the flight thing without losing any health. Oh, look at that, there's flight coming in. We're gonna put the bullfrog out to block that flight. Maybe. We could put the bullfrog off to one-shot that stump. We don't really... Oh, the stump titties, I forgot. We don't really know if we want that stump to be there or not. It's fine, honestly, where it is. You don't need the rabbit pelt. You don't really need the black goat, to be honest. Just wait, I guess. Bees. Bees everywhere. Bees? What is the symbol specifically? Will block an opposing creature bearing this airborne sigil. Let me refresh airborne. Will strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. So I can still hit it. Once again, I don't want it to get hit, so I think that probably should have put the death thing on the other guy, but that's alright. That's alright. Lots of bees. We don't have damage. I think we're actually in trouble here because we don't have enough damage to trade with these bees. If he's just going to fill the map with bees, we're going to have to kill all the bees. Well, once again, I'm kind of happy the stump is there. If I'm being honest about it. What do I do? What do I do? Sacrifice my rabbit pelt, I guess. So I can't move the stoat over and I can't do any damage. It's just 2-for-1 damage trading. Just give up, dude. Horrible start, you guys. But this is honestly, if we're going to talk more about this upgrade, I concede. Yeah, I don't think there is even a way that we can get more money. I'm just going to take it. The idea that this is like an endless roguelike is really cool. I like it a lot. This one, we get to choose what cost card we want. I think we're going to go for that, actually, because we want some really high cost cards. But the problem there is we can no longer do the carving. But we could go to the fire and upgrade one of our units that sorely needs an upgrade. We're going to go for a high cost card. I don't know what that Z floppy thing was. Where did I place that clover? Yeah, I don't have it. 1, 3, or bones. We're gonna go 3 here. We're gonna get a grizzly. We sorely need that. We're gonna go possibly even upgrade the grizzly. Is it health? Is it damage? Is more health? I think I'm gonna throw in my bullfrog, actually, so that it doesn't die. It can keep one-shotting people. And I'm not gonna push my luck. I'm not gonna push my luck. Fire warmed the poor bullfrog, enhancing its health. One of the survivors reached towards it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the bullfrog away from the fire and left. I had to try it at one point in time to fully upgrade it. Early sounds like it's better to me. Here's another thing where we could trade sigils. We gotta go through this tough battle here. I don't remember what this is. And then this is to get like a thing here. So if we end up using one of our things in this battle, then we could get it refreshed or go to another campfire and buff one of our creatures again, I suppose. Here, another card. Another card could actually be the best way to go, right? Because maybe we go for something that's got a really good sigil and like drop flight on our grizzly or something that's like really, really powerful. Or like bifurcated strike on our grizzly. Things like that could be super dope. I just don't know what this is. And I don't want to fight this battle. With our grizzly, we should be able to do it. But buffing the creature is so strong. Let's go. Let's go this way. We're going to go try to get a broken card. The flying birds. Flying birds. I mean, technically there are birds that don't have flying. Anyways, the birds have moved to the right. Sprinter. For Leshy, which includes this kingfisher, which has that, not airborne, but waterborne. That's gonna be a tough one. This bat, just a lot of damage. The beehive. Hopefully we can kill the beehive in one strike. Start with the grizzly. We do not have our, goat. Goat would be, like, pretty important to have right now. The kingfisher, we can't hit the kingfisher. The kingfisher cannot hit us, which is important. I don't want to generate bees because then the bees get the movement. We could just leave the beehive alone. It has no attack. That might be the play here. And then we'll just let the bat maybe have a free shot at us so that we can get it next turn. Do I wait another turn right now? Or do I put something down strictly for the damage blocking? I don't know. I don't know. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That's the problem, is we put the bullfrog out. It actually will block the kingfisher, but it won't be able to strike the kingfisher. Only thing that would be able to kill... No, yes, it will. There's once again, you guys, there's like 10 different layers here. The bird has airborne and waterborne, and what does that mean? Waterborne means that we can't strike it. Airborne means that it flies over us. It can't strike me, but it can strike me because the bullfrog has airborne blocking, but the bullfrog still can't strike it because of the waterborne. Waiting just sounds like a dumb idea. It's 3 damage it's gonna get for free, and we don't know what it's gonna make next time. But if I put a stoat out there, it's really only 1 damage it's putting out. And squirrel possibly better to just have out, just to sacrifice for... I'm gonna do it anyways. Do it anyways for damage trading. We want to get our grizzly out, is what we want to do. So we were hoping to get a black goat. Alright, so now if we sacrifice the stoat for the black goat, and then we sacrifice the black goat for the grizzly, which is the entire build that we were going for right now, we should be able to kill the bat with the grizzly. It's like, wait, no! There we go. That's the play. And we're gonna hope that the grizzly just takes us to the finish line. What's what we need. You imagine a grizzly just swiping at a bat? We should be able to hit over the otter. Excuse me. Do we want to maybe just get the bullfrog out there? Probably. We're 2 away from death. Let's get the bullfrog out. Bullfrog, once again, is going to block the Kingfisher until the bullfrog eventually dies, but the bullfrog will be pumping out damage in that time frame. Looking better, looking better. Imagine if the fire was to beef damage and we beefed our grizzly's damage. I'm telling you, it could be really good. And then a rabbit pelt that's really not going to do much here. Done. Got a little bit of money. Good. Those are tough battles. I was worried about it, but we handled it. Our grizzly was the clutch play, what we did. What do we have? Ant Queen. Another grizzly. Or a river otter. Ooh, we could put waterborne on our grizzly. We get a second grizzly. If we end up getting the mushroom tile, we could smash the grizzlies together and just make a grizzly monstrosity. Remind me what the waterborne is compared to the airborne. Waterborne means that no one can hit us, they hit over us, which could be a problem, but our grizzly can still hit them. So our grizzly is already a tank. We might not even need waterborne on our grizzly. We could put waterborne on the stoat, so that once again, if we're trying to make sense of all this, the stoat won't die, but it will continually do damage to them and work down anybody that it's up against. Ant spawner, when a card bearing the sigil is played, an ant is created in your hand. And then the ant spawner, when it's the damage here, value represented with a sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. So 1 ant queen out. You play it, you get 1 ant, and then so the ant queen has 1 damage because it is 1, and then you put the ant out, and the ant will have probably 2 damage, 1 health, and that's it. That's all the ants that you have. I wouldn't call that an ant queen. Maybe like creates an ant every single time it's hit, or creates an ant every single turn. Would be more of an ant play. Would be worth 2. I just think that ant queen is just it's terribly underpowered, if I'm reading this correctly. We're gonna go waterborne, probably. Like I said, we're gonna have faith in our grizzly and put waterborne on our stoat. So waterborne there. And we could put something better on the grizzly, right? This makes the stoat not as worthless. We're going up against the fisher first. That's not normal. We have such little cards that if the fisher were to hook something, A, it better be the pelt. And B, if it goes through the pelt and something else, we're in trouble. If it takes my grizzly, takes my stoat, takes anything. That's all pretty much I have. I've got the grizzly, the stoat, and the frog, right? A hulking man sat by a brackish pond with his feet submerged in the dark water. He pulled a hook from a pile of rotting fish and rose to his feet. Having more cards is better for this guy. I didn't know we were gonna fight the angler. I wasn't really looking. I just assumed it was the same bosses as last time, because before, generally speaking, we would fight the thing with the stuff and the guy. We don't have our black goat. We don't have our grizzly. We have a rabbit pelt, so we can get that ready for when he's gonna strike. 4 bones for the smoke. I have 0 bones. Boom, boom. Do we get the bullfrog out? Preemptively? For damage trading? I guess. Not crazy about it, but... Is he gonna strike? He is. He's already going to strike. It's not my favorite. So we have to rabbit pelt now. And we're not gonna do anything else, correct? Kind of blocks one of his spots so I can't get one of the more of these waterborne shits out. I don't remember what his second phase is. I think he hooks everything in the front row, or he kills it all and turns it into shark bait. So maybe we don't want our grizzly out, because once again, we have like 3 damage dealers, and that's it. I don't know how to handle this situation. I think the game might already be over, to be honest. If I'm playing this out in my head, our only real damage dealer is our grizzly, and he's going to die after the first phase. And we only have a 2/2 damage trade right now, possibly even 3 if he puts it on the card. I believe it's over. It would require the wolf that we sacrificed. Pulling the grizzly doesn't make any sense right now. I still hit enemies, so I would kill the rabbit pelt if I put the stoat there. Does that make any sense to do that? Probably not. 2/2 damage trading. And now a hook's coming in, and I don't really have a way to mitigate that. Unless we put a squirrel here and he hooks it and he pulls back one of his kingfishers. And now we have a 2/1 damage trade. That'll work. Boom, boom. Just squeak it in there. You gotta squeak it by. He's already hooking? Okay, he's gonna run out of hook spaces, I think, before we even kill him. That's an issue. It's a huge issue. Get our grizzly up and ready. So if I put it there, he can't even hook it. He can't even pull it, so I don't even know how that would work. We're in trouble. Big time. We're gonna find out what happens, I guess. Or maybe not. I have an idea. So if I put it here, what does that look like? He is gonna hook it still. I'm nervous. I could just go forth with my plan of pulling my tooth and winning right now. Or I could just wait and see if I could save it. See if he hooks it. He took his kingfisher right out. That's great. It's good news. It's good news for me. We want less chum. The less enemies that we have, what less people we have, but I can't get rid of anybody right now. This is all I got. Go fish. Oh, the chum buckets go in front, and then you kill the chum bucket, it turns into a shark. Okay. Do we want to try to kill the sharks? I have an idea. Instead of using my black goat, I think we can make this work without killing any chum buckets. If I squirrel, and then I grizzly sacrifice everything, and put the grizzly on the side. I think he might still spawn kingfishers. I don't remember how this goes, but... He puts another bait bucket out. Very interesting. Well, it shouldn't matter too much. I can put the smoke out, but it doesn't do any damage. And it should be over right now. I'm happy. I'm happy there. Okay, so A, he can still hook even if the side is full, which I thought wouldn't be the case, because generally speaking, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And B, I forgot that I had my tooth pulling, my pliers, which made it so that I could, if I needed to, squeak by that last turn, barely. Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. Bruh. You're the first in a while to overcome a boss. Yeah, right. As a reward, you're granted opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. The filthy feral hog. It becomes incensed when its chimes are struck. Mole Man. Mole Man was great. I remember having Mole Man, and he was a stellar dude. Amoeba. I've never seen it before. An amorphous amoeba. Its sigils are ever changing. Every time you pull it, I believe it gets a new sigil. Yep, at random. The chime boy, when you hit the douse, the chime is created on each empty space adjacent. A chime is defined as 0 power 1 health. So you hit it and it just creates more distraction around you. I don't really need that. I don't really want distraction around me. I think I'm going to go Mole Man here as defense. Grizzly's the powerhouse. Mole Man can block while the grizzly does its deeds. The grizzly could honestly do some blocking as well. Into the snow biome. Okay, so that means that we're going to fight the pelt person here. Excuse me. Still have my cough. And then the last, I'm assuming there's going to be one more after this, if it's the same as it was before. The last one's going to be the standard miner guy. Meeting the falling snow failed to distract you from the chill in your bones. You had ascended to the snow line. Alright, so we get another card. We could go with another high cost and a Carver lady. Do we want to go high cost again if we only have one goat? Maybe not. We could just do goat grizzly as a combo. We could do a sigil exchange. I don't remember what this is, though. Don't remember what that is. This is a new card. This adds something to my backpack that I don't need, and then as a tough fight. So I'm between these two here. We could go with like a 2 cost, right? If we get the stoat out and the bullfrog, and then we want to eventually like trade like a squirrel and a bullfrog for a 2 cost card, we could stomach that. Hit the Carver lady up. Then we gotta do a fight here, and then we get another card either at random or by class. If we end up choosing a head at the Carver, let's say we choose all like the grizzlies. I don't even know if grizzlies was a head an option. Canines. Grizzly's not really a canine. But regardless, let's say we choose some head like canines. We could choose a canine here, assuming that they, we get lucky enough to find it. We don't really have a sigil to trade. Like I said, I don't remember what this is. So let's just go here. Take a 2 cost. Or a bone. Beaver! What does a beaver do? The industrious beaver, when played, it constructs dams adjacent to it, so it's basically the douse. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam was created on each empty adjacent space. A dam is defined as 0 power 2 health. Alright. Well, we gotta deal with it now. Carver lady. Bones of the ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. With gently shaking hands, she placed her offerings before you. There's canines. This is flight blocking, and this is all insects. And I don't believe that we have any insects. We don't really have any canines either, do we? We don't really have any canines. We don't have much going on. Much going for us. If we had rodents, I'm wondering if mole man and beaver would count as a rodent, and stoat possibly in that whatever they would define as the rodent family. Flight blocking is super underwhelming anyways. I'm going to go with the canines. And then try to get a canine here. I don't suppose so. Alright. What do you have? A raven egg. Carver and the Sigil will grow into a more powerful form after one turn on the board. So here's how it is. This is its next turn. It doesn't actually count as being on the board. And that's not something that I fully understood last time. This is the board. It's just these two things here. So that's why the raven egg doesn't grow until it actually hits the table. And I'm going to get the bullfrog out to just kill it outright. I'm going to regret that when it ends up putting something bigger and badder in a different spot, but... Elk fawn. So the elk fawn will just literally jump in front of the bullfrog. Bad news. Black goat, okay. And we have to get the black goat and the grizzly together. 2 more raven eggs. Not the best for me. I do need another squirrel to get the black goat out. Lest I sacrifice my bullfrog. Which I could do. Could do that. I think I'm gonna be okay. Waiting is... It's gonna be a double... thing. It's gonna be a thing with the stuff and the double thing, and I just don't really wanna... I don't wanna deal with that. I don't wanna deal with that. I know, I could have totally tried to save that for another time. It seems like a good enough time. Let's just not waste any time. You know, it's gonna burn a hole in my pocket anyways, and now we have a free space in our inventory. So, that. The beaver. It's over. Didn't get any extra money. Bummer. Go get a canine. Son of a bee. If I had a clover, I would use it. But that was one of the challenge things that I chose, isn't it? What do we have? If I go reptile, we do have a bullfrog. If I go antlered creatures, we have a shit and a nothing. I guess black goat maybe is included in this. I don't know. Birds. A bunch of balls. Flight could be really good, though. With, you know, in conjunction with all the stuff that we have going on, we get something that's like flying over and dealing damage. I find flight to be really underwhelming unless it's really, really high powered. Although we could get a bird and put flight on the grizzly. Problem with that, though, once again, is the fact that the grizzly with flight can't attack the enemy in front of it and just has to soak up damage from that enemy. And I'm kind of using my grizzly to A, deal massive damage to the enemy, and B, kill large targets. But maybe that's what the bullfrog is for. And so flight would be pretty okay. I could also get bifurcated strike if we get an elk, and then we could put bifurcated strike on the grizzly, which would be amazingly powerful. Let's try to get that. Moose buck. The regal moose, the creatures of the wild, make way for it. It's got shove, so it's just gonna push any card next to it. It's kind of like the elk with the sprinter where it moves over, but if it hits something, it can't move over. It'll switch sides until it's kind of stuck. The moose just pushes it. That's the first time I've ever seen the moose buck. We have options, I suppose, now for, sigil trading. Oh, what am I gonna do with this? Now what am I gonna do with this? What do you want from me? What could we possibly apply it to? I hate it. No, I didn't want to put him up there. I going to right-click on this. Burrow where an empty space would be struck. A card bearing the sigil will move to that space and receive the strike instead. A card bearing the sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. I could put the automatic block and move on the moose buck. I could put the automatic block and move on the beaver. I could put the beaver's dam builder on the mole man, right? So the mole man moves in front of. No, wait. What's the beaver? When a card is played, a dam is created. Okay. That would block the mole man. The mole man wants to be able to move wherever it needs to be. If it made a bunch of dam cards, it wouldn't be able to move to those spots. This is a crapshoot. This is an absolute crapshoot, and I hate it. We have 0 options here. I hate it. I don't want to get rid of the moose buck. 7 health is pretty okay. The shoving thing could work in my favor. I don't want to put something underwhelming on the grizzly because I'm gonna wait to put something really amazing on the grizzly. Oh, sucky. Beaver, you're up, and I'm gonna put it on the rabbit pelt. I guess. I'm gonna put the damming ability on the rabbit pelt, so the rabbit pelt's just gonna be super block card. That's so bad. I'm gonna end up selling the rabbit pelt anyways. Just awful. I'll go with the easy fight. Easier fight. Raven Egg, Elk Fawn. Elk Fawn also going to grow into a full-blown elk if we don't kill it. Probably more worried about the raven than the elk. I'm gonna squirrel and bullfrog. The bullfrog will be able to take out the raven egg. The elk fawn, I don't know if it moves over before it moves up. It might move up, because if that's the case, then it'll turn into a full-blown elk and then move over and get hit by my bullfrog, which would work out nicely for me. It moved forward. There's an alpha coming up. Creatures adjacent to the card bearing the sigil gain 1 power. I do believe that the snow fur will gain damage from that. Try to go grizzly immediately. Rabbit pelt. Rabbit pelt's not the worst idea right now. Might just put it down for blocking purposes. Here or here, though? The dam. Can I get rid of the dam? Ah, damn. Alright, Raven's done. Full-blown elk will take some damage. We did some good blocking there. The snow fur is attacking. There's another Raven egg behind it. It won't be able to do anything until the snow fur dies. I'd like to try to kill the alpha. We need a squirrel, first of all, before we get the sacrificial lamb, goat. We're okay right now. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, bow now, bow. Was a freaking friend of mine. Now we need to get that goat. So now we're taking 2 damage here. Uncontested. Unless I want to put down a squirrel to take it, but I don't. 1 more of this and we're dead. Oh gosh, 2 more ravens. Goat, please. Mole man. Mole man, you're up. You're in, you're up. You're on. And then we'll have to sacrifice the mole man in order to get the goat out. We need this to move now. We need something. We could use maybe like a bone card at this point in time. We're racking up the bones. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. All right. Don't want to kill the snow fur. I don't want to sacrifice my bullfrog. Could we wait another turn if we needed to? We'll take 1 damage here. I don't know if this is going to turn into something and then deal damage. It might. We'd be in the same problem, though, if I sacrificed my bullfrog. Same problem. If we sacrifice Mole Man and get Grizzly... Maybe Moosebuck. Maybe Moosebuck would be an okay thing to do. But the Moosebuck is going to move over and end up killing this snow fur at some point in time, and I just want that to stay there. We sacrifice the Mole Man, we put the Grizzly down here. We're not going to take the 1 damage because the Alpha will be dead, I think. So even if this does do 2 damage, we won't be dead. I think that's the play. I don't want to get rid of my Mole Man. He's super useful, but I think I got it right now. So put the Grizzly here. Grizzly kills the Alpha. That should work. It did do the 2 damage. Okay, that was unexpected. But we have the damage trading at this point in time. Would we put the Stoat out? Would we put the Stoat out? The Stoat is... It can't be hit, but it can hit the Raven. Yeah, the Stoat makes sense to me. We'll probably end up killing him by the time that makes any difference, but just to make sure I'm not insane. The point in time where you have so many of these that you, Can I go down and look over at my tokens? I was gonna say you can, like, you have to stack them. So you have so many. There we go. Just trying to make it messy again. Screw your stacking. Alright, we still hit the Raven. Raven can't hit our Stoat. This is correct. And we have another Raven egg coming in. I suppose if I really, really wanted to, I could sack my Squirrel, Stoat, Bullfrog to put in a Moosebuck. But like I said, the Moosebuck is going to continue moving until it hurts the Snow Fur, and that's going to create problems of itself. It's going to move out before the time it has the ability to kill the Raven egg. The Raven egg will turn into a Raven. Like, why mess with the strategy that's working currently? I just want to get more money, is the thing. Is that possible to get more money right now? I think yes. Well, what's the score at? Could you just let me... it's so confusing. It's like it screws up the camera when you haven't pulled a squirrel yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now we're going to go in for 1, and that's it, actually. That's it. We can wait on this one. Get as close as we can. And then now we sack for the Moosebuck, because that's 3 damage instead of 2 damage. Some extra cash there. Nice. We want to pick a certain kind. Yeah, we would like a canine if at all possible. Bug, bird, antlered creature. Maybe we'll go antlers, right? If we go to the wood carving lady and we're able to pull off a antler thing. Oh my god. We could conjoin the Moosebucks. We could get the buckiest buck that ever bucked. Get bucked if we can pull off a mushroom space. +1 attack. Alright. Black Goat attack. 5/6 Grizzly. A 2/2 Stoat sounds really good. We do not need any extra damage on the Bullfrog. It kills. Damage on the Mole Man could be really good. The problem with the Mole Man is, though, we get a chance to attack. It'll attack wherever it's sitting. It'll then move after the fact to take the damage. So it's not like it's gonna like return damage on the thing that attacks it. It's possible if it ends in that space. I think maybe a 2/2 damage stoat would be better with this underwater sigil thing. It could be something that helps take out enemies. 3/7 moose buck, but we have 2 of the moose bucks now, and I'm just not sure who to really upgrade. I think that's the play. Put the stoat in there. Would we risk it to do it again? I'm tempted to, because it's like the stoat's okay. What are the odds that it's gonna be eaten again? Let's just take him back. I don't wanna lose him. And we're probably gonna end up going for the Carver lady in a specific cardigan. Specific cardigan? You cold? Oh, excuse me. Moose bucks are gonna end up destroying my card draw. Porcupine. More like porcupine. Look at that girl. Look at that trunk. All that junk inside my trunk. We could go ahead and do rabbit pelt right now to get some blocking, and that sounds probably like a smart idea. Damn. We start with the black goat. We could honestly get our moose buck out immediately. Does that sound like a good plan? Potentially, yeah. Get some early damage. I feel like that's really strong. 0 cards in our hand. Bing. Might be able to finish this off while they're busy trying to get my dam done. I think I will. I think oh, the elk fawn moved over. That's right. They can change back the other direction. You got me. But they're just gonna start lining up for my moose buck to kill him. So, actually, my moose buck will be able to shove my dam. So it's gonna attack the elk fawn, move over, and then this elk fawn will attack my moose buck, turn into the full-grown elk. Maybe even first, full-grown elk, attack the moose buck, and then move over here. But that'll block this elk fawn. More like elk fine. Dang. What? No, that elk is underage. Ain't anymore. Get our bullfrog out and just take out that elk. Jeremiah was a murderous bastard. Ba-dum-bum. Was a good friend of mine. It's over already. The moose buck got him. Early damage is really powerful. That was lucky. That was a lucky card draw there. Should we go for antlered creatures again? Watch it. No, there's no antlered creatures, but there's Canine. Never mind. What? Okay, they know. They know that I pulled the Canine thing. I mean, we're gonna go hard. If you give me another moose, I swear to God. Fun. I'm having like a lot of fun. Really, really fun stuff. Yeah. But this though, if we could do, excuse me, if we could do triple sacrifice on every single one of our squirrels, that is the answer to the moose buck problem that we currently have. So we have that, which, sure, whatever, but we're gonna try to go for squirrel. That would literally solve the problem. We have trapper person coming up. I don't remember the deal with this one. It's every one of my units that's currently out there during the second phase gets turned into a pelt, so they all die, and then I get to take the amount of pelts that I currently have and trade for the bullshit cards that the trapper puts out. Who's the trapper? He reached out to examine his wares, but he stopped you. Ooh, but today you will supply the pelts. Oh, that's right, the strange frogs that turn into the leaping traps, that once you kill it, it automatically kills anything that you have against it, turns it into a pelt. Let me read that again. Steel trap. When a card bearing this sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well. A pelt is created in your hand. So we want to keep all the pelts if we can. Man, wouldn't that be really, really cool if we had like a 1 damage on our squirrels? I don't really feel comfortable sacking a moose buck. Problem with the moose buck is it keeps moving down the line. It's just gonna go create a steel trap, steel trap, steel trap. I suppose the moose buck is only gonna, the moose buck is only going to die once. It's gonna create a bunch of steel traps, die on one of them, and then we could use that one steel trap space to possibly put like a stoat or something like that. Flight here would be... No, it's got flight blocking. How the frick does it... Oh, it's a leaping trap. You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. You imagine a steel trap in the ground and a bird's flying like 50 meters up and the trap's like boing and like just... No. Nope. You made that up and you're a liar and I don't like this game. Look at you. You're a liar. Hotsy's obviously using magic. Here's what I'm thinking. This guy doesn't kill me immediately, only the steel trap does. Let me reread that. Hefty. At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move to the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. So we're gonna go ahead and get our black goat out. And then put the moose buck here. And it's gonna go down the line, like I said, kill the strange frog, kill the strange frog, kill the strange frog, kill the leaping trap, die. And we want to hoard pelts. Rabbit. What is that? What is that even? What is that gonna do? Can the rabbit jump into the leaping trap? Maybe it just jumps right in. I don't really know what I'm trying to pull right now. Alright. I killed the rabbit. My bad. Dog. Moose buck? I've never seen one of those before. Another moose buck would be a mistake. Like I said, it's going to go ahead and attack even if the spot is open and it's going to move over and then kill itself on the leaping trap. It's dumb. We got to get a bunch of squirrels because I'm thinking the only way out of this is to put a grizzly there. Bullshit. Wolf pelt, that makes sense. You're telling me it's a canine? Well, then it should have this sigil on it. Now what do we do? I'm gonna have to sack one of our pelts. Could you just let me see how many freaking bones I have? You're such an asshole. The camera work on this is just... It's not good. Not good. I want to see what my bone situation is before I pull my card. I can't do that. I think I have 3. We had a squirrel. We sacked it for the goat. They sacked that for the moose. The moose died. It's doing 2 damage. We're 2 damage away from losing. And so if we can't block it right now, we're basically dead. We don't have flight blocking. We don't have flight blocking. We don't have flight blocking, so it's a guaranteed loss. It's already over. We have to pull our frog. It's the only way out of this. Okay. All right. See what you did there. We're gonna put the squirrel. I need the squirrels for my dude, the stuff. But I suppose the bullfrog could pull it out. We'll see. We'll see what he plays after this. But we should be good without pulling our tooth. Yikes. Another bullfrog. Bullfrog on bullfrog. Hot bullfrog action. We need the squirrels, but we also need the grizzlies. So I don't really know Yeah, okay. We have the grizzlies. Unlock. Fine, we're fine. If I could just ride this out without doing anything else, that would be perfect. Be 6 turns, though, of doing nothing. We need to pull that pelt. Well, how many squirrels do we have? 1 squirrel, 2 squirrel, 3 squirrel, so we can get the grizzly out. We want the pelt. The last one. The maximum number of pelts that we have, like I said, you know what? I actually might just want to throw some like stoat out right now to give me more pelts. The more pelts, the better. I don't really want to give them a lane, but pushing buttons. I almost stopped my recording. Oh, we need more pelts. We get some. If I pull enough squirrels, I suppose we get some moose pelts. We might need the mooses later, though. The mices, the mison. I'm torn. We just really need pelts. We have a set number of squirrels, right? I'm gonna put the stoat out there for pelt. And then hopefully we'll have enough squirrels that we could put the grizzly out and another moose buck. The moose buck with the shoving might just blow the whole thing, though. It's ugly. This is ugly. Really wish my squirrels could turn into pelts. Ooh, here we go. We're gonna jump on in. Exquisite pelts, but the cycle must continue. Let's trade. You don't kill my bullfrog. That's good news. These are all much less intimidating than I remember last time. You have a death strike porcupine. You have a newt. Bell? Is that a bell? Is that maybe like the number of turns determines how much attack it's gonna do? That could be really dangerous. You have a shoving mirror kraken. You have a flight blocking elk. You have a pop up. That's a horrible thing to put on an adder, by the way. But like I said, it's gonna pop up and take the damage before it gets a chance to strike with its death strike. River otter has the submerge is also gonna grow to possibly be a 2 damage. River otter after that. We have a bifurcated wolf, but if this bullfrog can get its hands on it, it's gonna bifurcate around the bullfrog and not deal any damage to the bullfrog. Powerful cards, I'll accept only the finest pelts for them. Trade what you want, what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. So I didn't really need to sacrifice my stoat, but having an extra pelt once again is good. I'm worried about this. I don't know what that means. It sounds like it's gonna be pretty deadly. I might take away this porcupine as well, the death strike porcupine. Or what I could do is just, excuse me, leave the porcupine there and just let it do one attack. It's really underwhelming. It's not gonna do much. I'm not gonna wanna put anything in this slot anyways because of that wolf. So I might just leave this lane empty for now. Yeah, I still am worried about this. I don't really know. Bell ring. The represented by this to all the I would just guess that it's gonna be every time I ring the bell it gains damage. So it's gonna be more and more and more and more and more and more, and we can get in trouble. And it might get out of control if it ends up getting out in front, if we have to kill the porcupine for some reason. Because of our moose pushing and because of all of their pushing, things are gonna be moving. We probably should just get rid of it before it becomes a problem. Death strike porcupine we could just get rid of as well. That would stop our moose from just offing itself. We have a fair amount of pelts. 3 pelts left to get rid of stuff. I think these are both screwed. Get that. It says 0 here, even though he's holding a mirror. It does say mirror something, but it does say a number 0. I don't know if it really matches at this point in time. Maybe the river otter and the mirror dude, and then we'll just deal with the adder and the elk. I'm gonna put a grizzly right here in this lane, I think. And we'll do that. We'll do that. I would have chosen differently. Oh, we get those cards? That's not something that I remember happening. Okay. That changes things a little bit, because we could totally just put like the porcupine out there ourselves and take care of some stuff. Porcupine v adder and just get rid of it immediately, right? Does he play any more cards? He's got 3 cards in his hand. Don't get ahead of yourselves, you need to draw a card first. Let's do that. Let's sack our porcupine to get rid of that death adder. Oh, the other thing, I didn't really pay attention to the fact that that thing had a, oh my god. Oh! Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you imagine if we just lost right there? I didn't pay attention to the elk fawn. Apparently had the dig moved to whoever is attacking. So it moved out of the way immediately. Oof. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh. Squirrel, 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 squirrel. We got squirrels for days. So we're gonna wanna put that grizzly out. Against the elk, I would say. Grizzly, where are you at? We need to do the damage blocking immediately. The bullfrog will kill the wolf before it attacks, and that'll be pretty much the end of it. We could put something else out. We could put the bell guy out just to see what it does. I'm curious. Bell one. 3. Does it go up to 4 when I ding the bell? Battle had taken a toll on you. Your supply of new creatures was exhausted. Starvation began to set in. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. If a creature would attack a card bearing this sigil, it does not. Oh. So this didn't even go up. It's possibly the number of turns that have progressed until you play it. Maybe. You think I know? Because I don't. Look at all my bones. We got it. That should be it. 2 extra. Underwhelming, but happy to win. Let me relight your candles. Very well, you may choose a rare card. Ouroboros. I like Ouroboros a lot. There's no telling if Ouroboros will be strengthened for every single playthrough of this mode. One would hope. Gek. And another mole man. Mole mans are great. So cheap. Great blocking. We could also put the unkillable on our goat. That could also solve the problem of us having way too many 3-cost cards. If we're able to take this sigil. I'm gonna take Ouroboros here. We already have a mushroom thing that we're planning for the mooses. And even if we just end up finding a nice place to just continually off our Ouroboros for this one single game to beef up its attack, that sounds pretty worth it. Have you tinkered with the order of my maps, Kaycee? Very well. The sun rose over the sleepy firs. Birds fluttered across the paths of wolves and elk. You were embarking upon the woodlands. Maybe this is the reason why we weren't seeing any canines, is because like this is like the canine part of the map. Card with a backpack thing. We do have a slot. We could do the sigil trading if we wanted to put the unkillable in our goat. Probably what we'll go for. We have this symbol, which I don't remember. I'm gonna right click on it. It doesn't tell me. The cave. Gives us an option to say, like, you think you're gonna pull 3 cards at random. Are they gonna cost more than this? Are they gonna do that? And then you could get something rare, I think, in return for that. That sounds like the way to go here. We know that we have a lot of high cost. We have a lot of elk or horned, antlered creatures. Trial of Power. 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack. That sounds pretty likely. Trial of Blood. 3 drawn cards must have 4 blood. And drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. Sigil. The only way that we lose is if we pull the grizzly. So I was going to say we're going to go with the cost one easily. Gotta have at least... You can't do like a 1-1-1 because that'd be 3. If we pulled the rabbit pelt, we'd be in trouble. I'm pretty sure though if we pull 3 cards at random... Yeah. These 3... or any combination of 2 of these and a rabbit pelt would be the way that we lose. Oh, the mole man too. But if we pulled 1 moose buck, 1 Ouroboros, 1 grizzly, we could still lose with the Ouroboros if it was an Ouroboros, rabbit pelt, black goat. I'm gonna say the sigils is gonna be the safer play here. Surprisingly, I was gonna go all in with the blood, but moose buck, yes, moose buck, yes. We got 4 sigils. We get a card here. Alright. Magpie with spikes. When a card bearing the sigil is played, you may search your deck for any card and take it into your hand. That could be the appropriate way for us to to get our goat out whenever we need the goat. This is a random card. I think it just turns into something random. Creatures adjacent to the card bearing the sigil gain 1 power. I don't know if that's really accurate. Pronghorn. It's got ant spawner. We don't really... That's a dumb one. The pronghorn, I really wanted the bifurcate to put on my grizzly. And we still could. We still could put the bifurcate on the grizzly if we didn't want to do the unkillable on our goat. But I think unkillable goat, once again, because we have so many 3-cost cards, is the way to go. So we're going to go magpie. The only way that the magpie gets hit and it activates the sharp quills, though, is if something has flight blocking. Which is an interesting one. It's 2 costs, though. I hate that. We could put flight and sharp quills on our grizzly. We could try that. First things first, though. We want to put unkillable Ouroboros on our black goat. So if you don't understand what that means, when I sacrifice the black goat and I get 3 blood for it, the black goat comes back into my hand. I can play it again next turn to get 3 more blood. Not for free, because we'll still have to have a squirrel to get the black goat out. But, yeah. We want a pelt, or do we want a card? I don't remember what the pelt... I think we trade money for pelts. Pelts could be good, but they're kind of just bloating our deck. I think this is the trapper where we buy pelts, and then there's the spot where we can actually sell pelts for cards. But I don't know if we're going to find one of those. But this is also just a random card that might not be that good. I think we have enough to buy a golden pelt. We have enough cards now, I think, that we don't necessarily just need more cards. The more cards we get, the more difficult it's going to be to pull off our builds. To pull the appropriate cards when we need them. Right now, 2 moose bucks is that's really bad. So we're going to get a mole man out there to just start soaking up damage. Coyote's doing 2 damage. Stinks. Get a mole man. Hopefully we'll be able to leave the rabbit there. It's blocking the coyote. Coyote. River otter, we don't want to deal with that. Wolf cub, we don't want to deal with that. Black goat. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to sacrifice my wolf, man. Put a black goat in front of, or put the moose buck. The moose buck is just gonna end up killing the stump and the rabbit, but it's our only play right now. And I think I'm actually gonna put the moose buck in front of the porcupine. If I don't put it in front of the porcupine, though, it'll actually give me an option to not have the wolf cub come out and turn into a full-blown wolf. So I think I actually will put it here. And then next turn we'll be able to pull a squirrel, black goat, moose buck again. We'll be double bucking it. Oh, that's right, the extra damage, buddy. The extra damage actually would have killed the wolf cub as well. But we can do that next turn. Extra damage here. No extra damage, but that'd be really nice if I could take out that sparrow before I have to worry about it. So yeah, let's do that same thing. The black goat, I'm telling you, we planned this, I planned this from the get-go. That was the plan. I was gonna try to put 3 costs on my squirrels, which also would be like really good, but it's okay. We ended up making it work in a different way. Perfect. Don't have to deal about don't have to deal about. Don't have to worry about the wolf cub. But what are we losing by? 2 more and we're done. The sparrow is going to do 2 damage, but not after I kill the alpha. There's another alpha coming up. The coyote's gonna deal 2 damage unblocked. We're just not putting damage on the board, right? That is a problem. Moose buck will kill the alpha. The sparrow will get 1 free shot. I don't have flight blocking. Then, coming up, same exact turn. Alpha moves up. Coyote moves up. Coyote's dealing 3 damage over here. Alpha won't die, and it will deal 1 damage here. Sparrow's gonna do 2 damage back because the alpha moves up to take its place. Think it might be over. I see one way out of this. I see one way out of this. The only way out of this that I can find is for me to either put the squirrel out here or the black goat out here to block the coyote damage coming in, and pull a tooth to block the sparrow from dealing fatal damage. And then we should be able to win after that. Does it matter which one I put out there? No. The black goat will come back once it dies. But the squirrel will just, you get extra bones if we sack the squirrel, put the black goat, but that's not necessary. So yes. Put the squirrel there to block. Pull a tooth. Because then we can soak up the 2 damage from the sparrow and not ruin the entire thing. I think that was the only way out. Oh, the moose buck's moving. Does that matter? No. Didn't think about that. Didn't think about that. Alpha almost got a free shot if it wasn't for this moose buck moving over and then this one pushing him back. Oh, wow. Should be able to actually kill this porcupine without taking that extra damage, which is good. And then I suppose so. We're gonna end up. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully, like I said, if we don't take this damage, then we'll move over and we'll be able to soak up that coyote damage. Because it's attack and then move. Do I need to pull a squirrel right now? Should I pull a squirrel right now? I don't know if it matters. We can't take even 1 damage right now. Uh-oh. We lost. Because of the moose. I didn't fully understand that one. I didn't understand what happened. It was like maybe one pushed the one over and then the other one pushed him right back. I didn't see that happening. I was like, this one's gonna move over and this one's gonna move over. No, this one moves first. It's backwards for you. So this one moved, pushed both of them over. This one ended up having the only ability to push it back, and then no one jumped in front of the coyote. The one here wasn't going the right direction. It's confusing as hell. Trapper was gone. In deference to his memory, you took only what you could afford. That's right, we killed the trapper. Do we have enough for the golden pelt? We do. Look at that. Alright. Let's call it. What do we have coming up? Can we get a mushroom, please? +1 damage. We could sacrifice a moose entirely, or get a really good moose. Right? We could do a damaging black goat. We could put some damage on our mole man. Extra damage on the magpie. It's just so weak. So weak. Why don't we just sacrifice one of our moose bucks, let him eat it. 3-2 damage stoat though. 5-6 damage grizzly could be really good. Let's go moose buck. Let's do a double moose buck here and see if he gets away with it. No. It seems like it's really unlikely to get that twice. You may keep the bones. Alright. Nice of them to do that. I'm fine with that, by the way. Totally fine with them killing it. I knew that going in. What do we want to go for right here? We want to... I mean, if there was a way I could get to the pelt lady, I would want to just jump to that first, but it doesn't look like there is. Do we want to do any sigil trading? I talked about putting flight and all the magpie stuff on the grizzly. That could be pretty good, which would be here, this path. We would skip this wood carver lady, which would be our way to get the squirrel statue. Go to the campfire to upgrade. 2 tough fights on this path over here, though. I like the idea of this a lot, but I also like the idea of just doing something with the grizzly. The game's almost over. We need to push for the grizzly to be buffed, I think. Flying grizzly could be the answer here. Coyote and a raven. 4 damage coming in. If we don't do something about that, we're gonna die. I mean, we have 5 health. Eventually we'll die. Probably put down the rabbit pelts for blocking. And then we'll just wait on that one. We'll put the bullfrog down when it has the ability to kill him outright. I guess flight, though. Raven's gonna fly right over it. We'll probably end up putting the bullfrog in front of the raven. We have another golden pelt if we need it. Oh, that's right. We can't do that because the dam permanently blocks that spot, so that's not good. It is really not good. So that's 2 damage that we just took. I think it's over. To be honest. I think we just totally fricked it right in the frick hole. I should have put the thing here and put the dam in front of the coyote. It's so difficult to remember. Airborne, waterborne, superborn, coyote-born, Jason-born. I mean, how many borns do we have to deal with here to memorize? Can we sacrifice a dam? No, there's a sacrifice no symbol on it. We just gave them 2 free damage per turn. So this guy's dealing 2 damage, this guy's dealing 2 damage, and then this guy's dealing 2 damage. There's 6 damage coming in. We can only hit 3 of them. I got nothing. Mole man. I have a mole man. I do technically have a mole man. If we were to actually put the spiky thing on the mole man instead of the grizzly, that would be a better play. Because mole man will jump in, take the damage, deal damage back with spikies. If he had spiky right now, he'd kill. He would murder, death, kill all y'alls. Still can't block this sparrow coming in. Just, I think, essentially a GG. Once again, I think the game is over. So let's say that we put the squirrel out and we put a mole man in there. Problem with the mole man is he ain't doing nothing to deal damage back. We gotta do better than that. Change up of plans. If we don't deal 2 damage, or even 1 damage back by the end of next turn, it's actually over. Which is why I'm saying right now, it is actually over. It's 100% done. Game's just toasted. This 1 dam. The 1 dam got me. Why couldn't it have been a leaping dam? We're gonna squirrel, we're gonna bullfrog, we're gonna golden pelt. What are we hoping to have done here? Nothing. Nothing we can do. But wait a minute, there's a moose buck. It's so good. How about 3 of them? Fun stuff. That was unbelievably hard. I mean, even if we had not screwed ourselves with that, I'm not sure how we would have recovered. Tough. Holy shit, tough. Incredibly disappointed. I like coming back to this. I really liked playing with this character, this Leshy. I like the whole sacrifice and everything like that. It'd be really cool if they made more mods so that we could play some of the other characters as well. Some of the other, what were they called? Just the gods, essentially. Because I feel like I never really got to dive in really deep with those, and I was having fun until the game abruptly ended. But let me know your thoughts on this. Do you want to see more Kaycee's mods? Kaycee mod videos? Do you want more Huts and Cuts? Like I said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See you guys.